The XRP crash shakeout. It's here, the double bottom that I've been warning about for the past 3 months. Through all of the bull trap rallies, through all of those little glimpses of what could be a bull run again. We didn't buy into any of them. We kept our buy orders down here at these levels, and those orders are getting filled up. And I hope that you guys have been staying tuned in and ready for this moment just like we were, because it's an opportunity that we're absolutely taking advantage of. As I said in the tweet this morning, we didn't fall for the bull trap rallies over the past few months. We stuck to our analysis and kept the buy orders ready for this exact moment. No liquidations over here, just accumulation. We have been sitting on this buy order for HBAR for a few months. And last night, after I wrapped up the live show, if you guys missed it, make sure you guys check that one out. We're going live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. But last night, after I wrapped up the live show, around midnight, I get this email confirming that the HBAR buy order had been filled. And it's not just me, right? We're getting a lot of feedback from our community, and the orders are getting filled up here, whether it be XRP, HBAR, XLM, you name your favorite digital asset with utility. What has been an orchestrated buying opportunity for institutions in Wall Street is one that we are taking advantage of as well. And I love this post from Digital Asset Investor this morning. He says, let me summarize this week in crypto. Take a look at the post. He shows us one of the bearable guy riddles, the fireplace. And in this riddle, and I think that he did a little AI edit here with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Zcash going into the fire. But if you remember this original riddle that was posted, you got the arm there churning out all of the tokens, right? Just recycling out a bunch of trash tokens with no utility, fake narratives. Yeah, you might have caught a little pump, but hopefully you got out before they dumped. And we're seeing it, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, the outflows from the ETFs that's taking place. You're seeing what just took place with Zcash. Claude found an exploit, and now the token's down over 50% in the past 24 hours. All of this is what we've been preparing for, a utility bull run, and then zoomed in on the recent time frame going back just a few months, we've been preparing for this double bottom. Here it is on the HBAR chart. I had my buy order here at this yellow horizontal line, right at the top of my red box. For 3 months, my red box didn't hit. Zach, you were wrong. Your technical analysis isn't that great. To which I would say, you're right. I never pretend to be a TA guru, but we have learned how these market makers operate, and it's why we continue to have success in these markets. And we just got that order filled up right here on HBAR, waited for it to come, and here it came. Same thing on XRP. XRP down to $1.09 as I record the update here, fresh new low. And you guys already know I got a buy order for $1.07 on XRP, and I'm ready to buy this sucker all the way down to 90 cents. This is the double bottom, and what I hope and pray is the final bear market low, right? That's where we're at right now, is we really got to hope that this is just a double bottom, that we're not going to go do a new low, and we're not going to prolong this bear market out till later this year. That's the worst case scenario. What we're hoping for here is that we get a double bottom, and even if we did go set a brief new low below, $1 XRP, 50K Bitcoin, that gets bought up at that level, and that is the cycle low. And I'm going to do everything in my power. I'm throwing every dollar that I have at XRP, HBAR, and these assets with utility right now. But will it be enough for the bottom to be hit and for us to bounce? We'll see. One thing that I'm watching right now, too, is the USD versus JPY chart back above 160 on this currency pairing, right back at that level where the Bank of Japan and the Ministry of Finance over there likes to intervene. But the problem is that the interventions into the currency market are having diminishing returns, and so that reverse carry trade is still happening, all part of a bigger global margin call. And included in that would be all of the redemption requests that you're seeing at the private funds. The redemptions that we saw in Q1 are being matched in Q2. It is a scramble for liquidity. This is why crypto's dumping. This is why precious metals haven't really moved, is because people want dry powder whether it's hedge funds and institutions and others that want to be able to participate in the IPOs of SpaceX, Anthropic, and OpenAI, or whether it's crypto hedge funds getting liquidated, right? It's a scramble for liquidity. Complete flush out, wipe out, shake out, crash, kill sentiment, kill everybody, metaphorically speaking, before we get the utility era unlocked. And that's what's happening right before your eyes. The first federal home loan in America using Bitcoin was officially approved today. Joe and Amy, living in Michigan, bought a new house using their Bitcoin wallet as collateral for a Fannie Mae mortgage. So that utility, and speaking of some utility finally arriving for Bitcoin, at least in this regard, somebody's able to put their Bitcoin to work, taking a loan against it, or using it as collateral to go buy a home. This is a plan for many of us with XRP, right? We never want to sell it. We're just going to hold it and leverage it, just like the rich and wealthy do. But this is the utility that we've been talking about, and it's now here. I talked about this in a live show last night. I love the DTC Stellar news, real utility, and how that led to Stellar pumping 100%. This isn't a pump and dump based off of hype and fake news and hopium. It was an announcement for real utility, and it led to XLM pumping 100%. That's how these markets should operate. We want pumps based off of utility. Same thing for Hyperliquid, pumping up to $75 recently, based off of real utility. This is what we've been waiting for, and it's here. Don't let price distract you from that fact. Congress is going beyond Bitcoin too. Don't let these Bitcoin maxis lie to you that the Bitcoin strategic reserve is only going to be for Bitcoin. Right here, right at the start of this, Bitcoin and other strategic digital assets are an increasingly important part of the global economy. America must lead. Congressman Riley Moore. Now the full text here for Congressman Nick Begets, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill is now published online, but Bitcoin Magazine doing what Bitcoin Magazine does, only highlighting that this is a Bitcoin only strategic reserve, right? And so this is the fake news that we've been trying to push out, these narratives of only Bitcoin and Ethereum, only Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. We destroyed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana last bull run if you forgot about that. I'll remind you right now that while Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, Ethereum can even barely break to a new all-time high. Solana, I don't think, did hit a new all-time high this cycle, fell short. Bitcoin had a good run. That was, decent. But far outperformed, right? From the lows right before the 2024 election to the sweeping highs that we hit after the election, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, you combine the gains from those three coins, and XRP still outperformed all three combined. We just took them to town. And we're going to do it again. And I think that you're starting to see people are realizing that you don't necessarily have to be all in on these VC coins that have been shoved in your face, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. There's a world outside of that. And in fact, it's where the real institutional utility lies. But they have managed to create this narrative, the media machine, to create this illusion that there never was going to be real utility, that there never was going to be real adoption for XRP, XLM, and HBAR and the best performers. Now, currently, and just another data point to confirm that we're pretty close to the bottom, Blockchain Backer highlights here, Bitcoin sits at 10.2 million coins at a loss. So nearly half of the total supply of Bitcoin is at a loss. For reference, in the 2018 bear market capitulation bottom, it was 10.7 million. During the 2020 bottom, it was 10.4 million. And during the 2022 bear market bottom around the FTX collapse, it was 10.6 million. So we are very close, if we're going to follow, get to 10.4 million like we did in 2020, or get to 10.6 or 10.7 like we did in 2022 or 2018 during those bear markets. Right? We have a little bit further down to go. We go down to 55, go down to 50K. And that, makes a lot of sense because that's the level that Bitcoin ran up to before the Bitcoin ETFs went live. If you recall, Bitcoin ran up to 49,000 the day that the ETFs went live, January 11th. Boom, that was the top, and we pulled back to 38,000 from there. And yes, I was also warning of that pullback, the buy the rumor, sell the news on the Bitcoin ETFs back then as well. Just like we were warning about the double bottom that is sitting before you. Ethereum, it's the same thing. 53 million coins at a loss during the 2022 bear market. Ethereum peaked at 53.9 million coins at a loss. If you need to understand where you are, blockchain backer says, right? Everybody should understand that we're here at the bottom. They might push it down a little bit further, but I'm not trying to get too greedy here. Like I said, I've been showing you guys my orders, $1.33, $1.22, $1.21, $1.07. Hopefully that fills up here today. And for XRP, we have 40.1 billion coins in a loss. For reference, the 2020 bear market bottom was 43.4 billion. 2022 bear market bottom, 42.3 billion, and post FTX bottom, 45 billion. So we're pretty close to max pain, full capitulation, shakeout completed, bear market bottom on XRP as well too. So as we sit here today, we are watching the market pull back, XRP at $1.10 as I record it, but we definitely could go back down to $1. There's just so many people going to be looking to front run it. So I'm not waiting for sub $1 prices, although if it comes, I'll definitely be taking advantage of it. Canton right at the bottom of the range and levels of support we've been waiting for. HBAR buy order filled after sitting on it for 3 months. Our patient pays off, and we fill that one up. Hyperliquid, I got out at 63. Didn't hit the top perfectly, didn't need to. I took 56% profit, and I ran. It's back down at $60 right now. We'll continue to watch that one as it remains very strong. XLM, almost wiping out the DTCC pump. I believe that we will catch a bid and we will catch support here shortly. But for XLM, make sure you get those orders in now and let them get filled up. Flare, just bleeding out, really struggling here for Flare. And do think that this one bounces with strength, but looks like bottom coming in for Flare right now. For XDC, same thing, chopping sideways in this range that we'd been expecting it to pull back to. Hasn't been able to catch a bid yet. But we look across the space right now, looking at our positions that performed so well after the 2024 election. And I just expect the same thing to happen once again. And for anybody who's expecting us to go back to those pre-election levels, I just wouldn't wait around that long. I'm not going to. I'm not a financial advisor and can't tell you what to do. But I think a lot of people are going to get left behind waiting for 50-cent XRP again, waiting for 5-cent HBAR again, waiting for sub 10-cent XLM again, right? Waiting for those levels. And even if they do come, it's going to be so fast, right? But for me, the bottom is very close. We waited for this moment. It came. Our orders are being filled. And so I'm very happy that our analysis played out. I know it's rough out here. It's tough to be holding these bags, to be at a loss on positions. But this is why you wait for these opportunities, right? You try to sit back and not emotionally FOMO in top blasting these charts, chasing green candles. But if you're a fundamental investor like we are, you wait for the market to present that buying opportunity. You take advantage of it, and then you wait for the market to come back into favor. And it will. And when it does, people are going to regret not buying at these levels that we have here today. So the XRP crash shakeout is completing up. Not a surprise at all that we pulled back to these levels. If you were surprised or shocked by this pullback again for a double bottom, you got to get tapped in with us. You got to get some real analysis, and we can't just be drowned out in the hopium that leads so many people down a dangerous path of getting over-leveraged, overextended, buying green candle top blasting charts. And this is why people are holding bags at a loss right now. So with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here. It's Friday. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. And if you guys want a little bit more in-depth on my bag, my positions, and my portfolio, I'm going to be breaking it down with my Discord group tomorrow on our weekly call. My portfolio has been adjusted now that my buy orders are getting filled. So we're going to take another look at my portfolio, take another look at all of the coins that we've reviewed, and that'll be available for the Discord group tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So with that being said, we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you guys' support. If you guys can help me out by smacking it on the way out, we'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you, and God bless you all.